In this video, we will show you the top 4 Town Hall 9 attack strategies in Clash of Clans. We will rank each attack from number 4 right the way up to number 1, the best attack in Clash of Clans, and we will provide you tips for each one of them to explain exactly how to use it to help you get the 3 stars. So be sure to stick around to see the best strategy and what you should be using right now. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, coming in at number 4, we have the Dragons. Now the Dragons are very base specific at Town Hall 9, so that is why they come in at number 4. But basically, if you can see bases where you can use the lightning spell and earthquake to take out 2 air defense, you can get this strategy to work with overwhelming effect. You might see bases like this where you do have the 2 air defense put together at the side of the base. Now you want to use your lightning spells, 3 of them and an earthquake, in order to take out 2 of the air defense, and that is the side you are bringing the Dragons in from. In an ideal world, you will also be coming in away from the sweepers, so as you can see they are pointed away from where our Dragons are coming in from. That is pretty good. Now you might ask, what do you do about the other air defense? You have 2 options basically. One of them, and probably the best one, is to bring in a back end Lalo. So you do bring in a Lava Hound followed by a bunch of balloons and a haste spell in order to power yourself onto the air defense. Now let's say the other 2 air defense are split. Maybe there's one in this area and one up to the north. What you do is bring in suicide heroes, so that is your king and queen, to take out one of them, and then Lalo the other. If you can send the LavaLoon onto just that one pocket of air defense like you've seen in this, use your king and queen to set up the funnel in order for your Dragons to come through. That's what you should be doing, and make sure you have some extra loons as well in order to pick off any air defense as your Dragons come through that are tanked for it. And it is a very strong attack strategy right now at Town Hall 9 on the select bases. But that is number 4. We're going to move right the way up to number 1. If you are new to the channel guys, be sure to subscribe for all of my Clash of Clans content, and be sure to turn on the notification bell to see all of my videos as soon as they go live. Let's move up to number 3 then. Which attack strategy will it be? And be sure to let me know down in the comments what your top strategies are. At number 3, we are going to have the Hog Riders, a very powerful strategy at Town Hall 9, but essentially, again, there's just better ones out there. It's not that this strategy isn't amazing, because it most certainly is. On this one, we are going to very successfully use a queen walk down this side of the base. Very nice base recognition this by Jack, able to reach a bunch of these defenses to basically narrow the path that the Hog Riders have to go. And as the queen comes down here, we're then going to be able to reinforce with our kill squad straight through the center of the base to help take out some of the splash damage and the enemy clan castle troops as well. So there goes the queen, continuing to take down the defenses, just not quite able to lure the range of that enemy queen, but we will indeed take that down prior to the Hog Riders coming in. So once we've set the funnel down on this side, as you can see, just a few wizards used for them army camps. Again, very easy buildings to set the funnel. In comes the troops. Now at Town Hall 9, you do want to use the bowlers as your clan castle troops. They are just the best things to use. If you do not have a Town Hall 10 or above to donate you the bowlers, the Valkyries are a good alternative. So as we come in here, the rage spell is used obviously to press that kill squad in, and with the Hog Riders there's different ways of doing it. You can see a huge kill squad in this strategy, able to take out most of the splash, take out the CC, the king, the queen, all of them troops which would do any damage to the Hog Riders, and then bring the Hog Riders in from there. But we do not have a heal spell for them at this point, so we've got a lot of them. There's not really too much left in the way of splash other than this area here, but if we can get across there with the Queen, as you can see now, the Hog Riders don't really have to deal with a lot. So in they come, and they are basically wiping out this base. Now if you need to, you can take some heal spells as well. If you're not taking quite as big of a kill squad, take some heal spells in order to spread around the base. Now at the end of the video, I will be linking what I think is the best Town Hall 9 attack, so you will see it in a couple of raids time, but we break it down a little bit more in that video, so be sure to watch that one once you've finished with this one. But let's move on to the attack number 2 at Town Hall 9. There you go, flying through it, guys. That is the Hog Rider strategy. Very, very powerful. Now at number 2, we have the LavaLoon. This is an incredible strategy to use, and essentially it could very easily be the number 1 strategy. It is very powerful. I honestly believe you could take down any Town Hall 9 with this strategy, but you could also take down any Town Hall 9 with the number 1 strategy, and it's a little bit easier to use. Many of you guys will probably know what it is, but let's get into the Lalo. Essentially, the Lalo is a lot like the Hog Rider attack strategy that you've just seen. You do want to set in a kill squad in order to take out some objectives, but you then finish off the base differently. So we use some troops to take out the buildings at the bottom and the top here so that our troops pass through. Again, basic funneling, but essentially make sure you get that right. Especially if you're using bowlers, you do not want bowlers to walk around the base, which they can quite easily do. Now in this area we're able to press forward, we get the clan castle troops, we get the Queen, and essentially we're going to get into the middle of the base to take down both sweepers as well. Now at this point we've created pretty good pathing for the base in terms of coming around the back. Once that expo is down, you can see that essentially we can just trickle in loons to all of these buildings and basically wrap around the base, which is exactly what you want to do with the Lalo. It can take a little bit of practice, but essentially if you can tank with the lava hounds for the loons, they tend to be a little bit better than the Hog Riders. The hogs work well if you can bring them in a mass format, transfer them around the base, but if you can keep your balloons protected, they will take down the defenses very quickly. As you've seen here, the main thing you have to watch out for is splash damage. Your balloons will group together, and what you can see here is the balloon doing a lot of damage to the loons. We have enough to get through it, but what you can often do is either use a spell in order to blast forward onto the wizard tower, or just trail in a loon to the back end in order to distract it whilst your main pack comes through. Now in terms of the Lalo, it tends to be a little bit more user friendly for cleanup as well, because you have the lava hounds which pop into the lava pups, but don't forget about it, mix some minions in there as well in order to help out with time, because it can quite easily time fail if you are not careful. But let's move on to the number 1, the best attack strategy at Town Hall 9. All of these attacks, by the way, by feederways. If you are interested in joining any of the clans within the UK War Alliance, be sure to check out my Discord. It's linked down below. The number 1 strategy. Yes guys, it is still the witches. They are still super powerful, and there's basically 2 main ways of doing it. You can send in 3 golems, so you want to send a golem on either side and 1 down the center, with your witches basically spread down this entire side. If the air defense, as you can see in this base, are a little bit more centralized in the base, you can reach them a little bit easier with the witches, or you can reach the buildings whilst keeping the healers out of the way, should I say, then you might want to consider doing this method. It tends to be a bit better, especially if there's splash damage at the side of the base, which can wipe out your witches. Be sure to take some healers. Now essentially you need a couple of jump spells, because you need this main pack in the middle to get through the base, so 2 jump spells, 1 rage and 1 heal tends to be the way to go, alongside your poison spell for the CC. Essentially you want a pack of witches coming around the outside, a pack of witches coming around the other, and just a small pack coming through the middle with the bowlers and your heroes. Take a look at this wizard tower. If we did not use the healers on this side, them witches would go down very quickly. So you can see just 2 healers are enough to keep the witches alive majority of the time here, get through the king and then get through the wizard tower as well. So if the air defense are a little bit more centralized, you can protect the healers. Consider taking them, because they really do help out the raid and it makes them even better. The witches, like I said, you can crush pretty much any base with this. I would highly recommend, once you've got this strategy down, trying to expand onto, let's say, the LavaLoon. That will serve you through future Town Hall levels. The witches do not help out as much, but as a comfortable Town Hall 9 strategy to get the 3 stars and get the win, that's what you're here for. The witches are the best still within Clash of Clans. If you want to see the witches broke down and explained a little bit more, you can click the video which is on your screen right now. But that wraps it up for this one, guys. Until next time, peace out.